the sun goes down like a lightning bolt, we will make a sound.
Hey guys, it's your girl Ashley. If you're new to my channel, what's up? So today I'm going to be doing a Boxy charm video. This is what I received in my November box. Now, before I continue, I do want to say that I will admit I am wearing a wig. And I didn't do the best job. As you guys can see, the wig cap is here. Wig cap is here. And I don't know how that happened. And it's not really glued down that well. And I'm not doing the best job. And I'm very lazy to do my own hair. So I just threw on a wig. So if you guys get annoyed by that, I'm sorry. But let's just move on. Okay. First item we're going to start with is this. This is a Juice Beauty Anti-Wrinkle Eye Treatment. I'm all about that because a couple months ago I received an eye cream from them and I'm almost out. So thank you for restocking me. But this is what it looks like. It's just in a little bottle like this. I mean, it's not little. It's pretty decent. It's like the size of my head. Well, my head is bigger, but but when you open this up, it looks like this. So it has a little applicator that it comes with, and it looks like you just pump it out as well. It sells for $50 and it's made with organic products. Items, things. It's just organic, okay? And it says that it minimizes the appearance of dark circles as well, and it helps with fine lines. So I'm gonna pump until something comes. I overdid it. It says to apply with the applicator, and then whatever's left, use your fingers. So I kind of like the fact that it comes with an applicator. That way you don't feel like you're just wasting product. It's feeling nice and hydrated. I'm just gonna use my finger ringer, but my ring finger. And I'm just gonna dab that. Why am I not being able to speak English, por favor? Inglés o español? Hello? Honestly, I can't believe that this is $50. I mean, it's like I could believe it, but at the same time, like, wow. Because anything skincare, if you guys realize, it's pretty expensive, especially anything that has to do with anti-wrinkle. Pretty expensive. So this already covers the whole box. It's even more, so we did get an eyeshadow palette. This is from the Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Celestial Thunder, and it's not focusing. I don't understand why, but when you open it, it's such a beautiful palette. Like, look at those colors. It's so freaking gorgeous. So I zoomed you guys in so you guys can really see what I'm going to be doing on the eyes. And now I already primed my eyes. I used the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in Eden, whatever it is called. Why does it never want to focus? There you go. This one. So the only thing that I've realized so far about this palette is that it's a beautiful palette, but it doesn't have a lighter transition shade. So I'm just going to work with what we got and see what we can do. With the JH35 brush, I'm going to grab Zero Gravity. And this is going to be my crease shade and outer part of the eye. And I don't have a mirror. Hold on. And I'm just going to apply this on the crease, going back and forth. I guess this one, if you work with it very lightly, because I'm going to darken it as much as I can for the crease. But I feel like this can actually work as my transition shade. It just looked so dark in the swatch and in the palette that I was a little scared, but since I applied just a little bit, I realized that it can work very light too. So we're gonna work with that. With the M511 brush, I'm just gonna use this to smoke and blend everything out. It doesn't have any color on the brush, so I just want to smooth out and slowly bring this more up, but yet diffusing it at the same time. With the JH35 brush, I'm going to grab Black Matter, and I'm just going to be focusing this on the outer part of the eye, because that's going to work as my, outer part, like dark shade, but even though it has shimmer, it's still like a dark black, so I'm going to work with it in that way. I don't know if I made any sense, but typically, like, I work a lot with mattes when it comes to like crease shades, and for the outer part, I typically work with mattes instead of shimmers, and this one has definitely shimmer in it, but I'm going to work with this to darken up the outer part of the eye. And I'm also bringing this into the crease because I want it all to be one. I want it to be a little bit darker, so I'm using the M506 brush, with that same black matter, and I'm gonna try to darken this a little bit more, because I don't know if it's the brush or if it's just maybe that's the way that the shade is, but I'm wanting a little bit more darkness there. I don't know, I still feel like it looks about the same. So maybe it's just, that's just the color payoff for that shade, which is not bad. It's just, you know, I was hoping for it to be a little bit darker, but I think this is good. With the JH34 brush, I'm just blending everything out as well. More focusing on the outer part. Just blending and smoothing everything out. Now with a little bit of concealer and a concealer brush, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the eyelid just a little bit so that I can apply the eyelid shade, and I want to make sure that it pops. So that's why I'm using concealer to clean it out. Back with the JH35 brush, it has a little bit of that black matter color. I'm just blending this out. At the end, I want it to look like one. You see how that's looking real pretty. Now with a flat eyeshadow brush like this one, I'm grabbing Eternal Light, and that's going to be my eyelid shade. And I'm just gonna tap this on. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I tapped it on, and then whatever was left with my brush, I kind of just blended it this way. That way there's not like a crazy line, but I really like the way that that looks. I grabbed a little bit of that black matter with the JH35, and I'm just gonna kind of tap and dab this on. I'm really liking the way that the eyes are right now, but I have to move on to the face. But I will say that from all the shades from this palette, Eternal was the only one that had fallout, because all the other ones so far that I used, which was only 2, didn't really have fallout. But this one was super messy. I had it all over. You can still kind of see it a little bit, but yeah. Next item we're going to be using is these Boxy Charm brushes. Yes, Boxy Charm came out with some brushes. They gave us 2. And first of all, they do feel like nice and luxurious. Like this feels like lightweight, but then this feels super heavy up here. It's kind of cool that it has like short bristles. It reminds me a lot of my Tarte Double Duty Beauty foundation. You see like the bristles kind of similar in a way. This one's supposed to be for like powders. It's also good for creams and stuff, but this little one here claims to be the like foundation brush. Now I will say though, Boxy Charm, is that I do wish that you would maybe have like number or like a name or something for your brushes. That way if like I am to be using it, I can say I'm using the Boxy Charm 01, you know, or the Boxy Charm foundation brush, or you know, I know that they can be multi-purpose, but like I don't know, I just feel like that's just the way that I perceive like my brushes. But I'm going to be using the little one for foundation because it says to use it for foundation. So we're going to try that out. I'm using the Born This Way foundation in the shade Almond. Now I know that this might not be my right shade like every foundation that I own, but we're gonna make it work. But so far I really like the way that it's blending everything out, because I can feel it actually working, and it's not like the other bristles when they're super thin and they leave streaks. This one so far, I like the way it feels. Okay, I have to say that I'm digging this foundation brush, because if you guys see it, it did not eat up the foundation. Sometimes some foundation brushes, you'll see like the foundation being stuck like on top, in the mid, or all the way in the bottom. And this one did not really eat up the foundation. It applied it very smoothly. I don't have any streaks in my face, so I don't feel like I have to go back with like a beauty blender and like, you know, dab it all over my face to blend out any lines. So it went on very freaking well. I'm actually really impressed with it. Also, I didn't realize how important the shape that the brush is. So you guys see how it goes in, it kind of indents in here. So I noticed that sometimes, you know, we can do this, but sometimes in certain areas we like tend to grab it a little bit more. So this has like the perfect grip for it to go, and you're able to play around with it. Also, the shape of this is kind of nice, because sometimes when brushes are all round in certain areas, it's kind of hard to get. So this one was very easy for me to be like, oh, at times I need to go this way, and at times I need to go this way and get in. So I'm actually really impressed with this brush right here. I also ended up receiving a sample. This is not part of like an item that they gave us. Like it's not something that's included in the box that you paid for. This is just like an extra, like a freebie. So this is the Pretty Vulgar concealers. So they gave me different colors for me to try out. So I'm going to be using the Little White Lies, which is the fair color. I'm going to use my finger to apply this underneath the eyes. Oh my gosh, like that is a lot. So I think a little probably goes a long way. So I'm going to first apply it underneath the eyes and see how it goes. And then I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge to blend this in. I definitely think that it's super like lightweight and very liquidy. It's not like cream, and it covers. I mean, it's not like, I don't think that this would maybe cover like really dark circles, but I mean, it, you know, highlighted. Okay, so I'm currently baking right now, but I'm gonna try out the bigger brush from Boxy Charm, and it says that it's good for powders, creams, and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to set the rest of my face using this powder, which I'm a little bit nervous about because I'm used to using like big bristles like this one. So it's gonna be interesting. So I'm using my MAC Studio Fix powder in the color C2. Just gonna grab some of that and tap it into the skin. You know, I'm not mad at it. It's not really, you know, disturbing the foundation. But I definitely feel like I'm getting more coverage out of the powder now than I was before. With this M432 brush, I'm gonna go back into the eyes and using the color Black Matter, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on my lower lash line, and I'm gonna go ahead and darken this up and smoke it out. I really love the way that this is looking, and I can just leave it like this, like, you know, it's just smoke out the lower lash a little bit more with that Black Matter. But we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a playful color. So I'm using the M506 brush, and I'm gonna be grabbing this color here called Lucid Dreams, which is the very bright purple, burgundy, pinky colors. So we're gonna play with it because this palette doesn't scream neutrals, it screams color to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this color to smoke out the lower lash line with a pop of color. I am grabbing the color Black Matter, and I'm just gonna darken this a little bit more. The last makeup item I have here is this Dose of Color liquid lipstick, and this is in the color Nude Mood. So I lined my lips using a MAC lip liner in the color Subculture. So as you guys can see, I just outlined it. I usually also fill it in, but I didn't want it to affect the color because I want to see what this really looked like. So again, this is what the packaging looks like. I have a couple of these. I actually really do like their liquid lipsticks. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. It's a pretty color, but I definitely don't think that it looks like the packaging at all. Like, the packaging looks like it has maybe like a pinky, like, I don't know, just doesn't, it looks more orangey on my lips than it looks like it would be a little pinky on here. So
take me where you go when the sun goes down, like a lightning bolt, we will make a sound.
So this monthly's Boxy Charm equal to $160, and again, that's pretty good because you only pay like $21 plus some tax for it. So I really enjoyed everything I received. If I had to pick just one item, that's kind of hard because I actually did really like this eyeshadow palette, but like I mentioned, the only fallout that I received was from this eyeshadow, but it's like expected because, you know, it has like that chunky kind of like glitter, but it applied so nicely on the eyelid without having to, you know, blend too much or having to, you know, force it to stay into the lid. But I already have, you know, not trying to bash anything, but I already have like, you know, eyeshadows that are very similar to this from different palettes because I have so many. But I definitely still like this a lot. But I will say that I was very surprised with the Boxy Charm brushes. I actually really enjoyed this. But I really like the shape of this because I was able to move it around and it didn't eat up the foundation. I was just really surprised with the way that I ended up liking this, the way that I'm able to grip it from here too. So overall, Boxy Charm, I actually really am impressed with the brushes brushes that you guys came out with. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the brushes were something that I really enjoyed from this month's BoxyCharm. So this concludes my video. If you guys like this look, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, comment down below, let me know what was your favorite item from this month's BoxyCharm. Also let me know what other kind of videos you guys would like me to film. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I post little previews of what I'm filming and all the goody good stuff. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.